Hi, and welcome to the No Experience. I'm Cherie No, and today, y'all, we're going to talk about things that you don't want to do or shouldn't do when you visit South Korea. So, let's get right into the video. Okay, number one. Now, I know y'all already know that you shouldn't wear shoes in the house when you come to South Korea, but did you know that you also should not wear your house slippers in the bathroom?
I don't believe you.
So a lot of times when you come to a South Korean home, and you'll also see this at restaurants. I mean, they also have them at the saunas, though right now because of COVID, they're closed. But you'll often find that when you walk in, you'll see that there are slippers set out by where you take your shoes off for you to wear, which is really nice. However, you'll also notice when you went to go use the bathroom that there's a separate set of slippers in the bathroom. I guess it kind of makes sense because the bathrooms are often the floors are often really wet in the bathrooms, because if you've watched my other video, you know that the bathrooms in South Korea are different than America. So if you haven't seen that video, I suggest taking a look. Okay, number two, have a little chopstick etiquette. Don't put your chopsticks straight up in your rice. I do say this because I have to admit, when I'm at home, and only at home, I do have a tendency of doing this, but don't do it in public. It's really rude. It's kind of like, you know, that scene in Little Mermaid where she is brushing her hair with a fork.
Not often that we have such a lovely dinner guest, eh, Eric?
Yeah, it's not polite. Also, don't be pointing your chopsticks at people. Don't stab your food with your chopsticks. Just remember, you know, if your mama was sitting with you at the dinner table, would she think that it was polite what you're doing with your chopstick? Just saying. Okay, number three. This one is for the ladies out there. Well, I guess I shouldn't discriminate. I guess it could also be for the men coming to Korea, whether you're moving here or living here. And you might not like this one, but I'm just putting it out there. Don't wear low-cut shirts in South Korea.
Whatever, I do what I want.
You might also not want to wear spaghetti strap shirts or tank tops in South Korea. Look, y'all, I know it doesn't make sense. In South Korea, it's cool to have a skirt that's so short it's barely covering your hiney, and that is not sexualized. But wearing a low-cut shirt, showing your shoulders, the tank tops, which is crazy because in summer here, it is so hot. It's reverse. How we think in America about the short skirts is how Koreans think about the chesticle area being shown. So, I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want, but you're already going to get looks when you come to Korea because you're a foreigner. Not rude looks, just they notice you more. But I'm not guaranteeing what kind of looks you're going to get if you wear the chesticle area out for all to see. So just keep that in mind. All right, number four. This one is probably more for people who are planning on staying here long term or moving here. Don't call people by their first name.
Just do it!
There's exceptions to this rule, yeah, but South Korea is a hierarchy society, and that includes their language. So in Korea, people don't really call each other by their first name. They call each other by their titles. So if they're a teacher, you would call them 선생님. I mean, there's a lot of titles. I'm really not going to get into all of them in this video, but I do recommend a fantastic website, YouTube channel, podcast called Talk to Me in Korean. Their website is talktomeinkorean.com. They have a YouTube channel also. They have a lot of great information on how to call people by their different titles and what to call them if you're not exactly sure what they do for a job. But this is often why people in Korea, when you're moving here or staying a little longer, they ask how old you are and what you do for work. And this is so they know exactly what language level to speak to you in and what to call you. Now, if you're talking about someone, you can use their name in the sentence, but if you're talking directly to that person, you don't usually use their name. But that's a whole other thing. Okay, number 5 for all my tourist peeps out there. I wish someone had told me about this when I was coming to Korea my first time, but that's why I make these videos, so I can share with y'all things that no one on YouTube ever talks about except for moi. So, when you're coming to Korea and you go to a restaurant, don't wait for your bill to arrive at the table, because it won't. I had no idea the first time I came to South Korea. I didn't go to a lot of restaurants because I didn't speak a lot of Korean then. I was a little intimidated, so I ate a lot of 7-Eleven food, which you can totally do, but don't be intimidated about eating at restaurants. Most of the time there's pictures on the wall, or you can find restaurants that have pictures, so you can just point to what you want if you don't speak Korean. But I would wait for a waiter to bring me my bill so I could pay and leave. And that is just not how it works in Korea. You're also not going to have waiters come to your table unless you look for them or wave to them, or there's a bell on the table you can hit. I also have a video on that as well. When you come to Korea and eat at a restaurant, there's actually a cashier area, and so you just look for it and pay there when you're ready to go. They're not going to bring you your bill. You're not going to give them your card at your table. You're just going to actually go to the cashier area and pay. So you're welcome. Okay, my last one for today. Don't cross the sidewalk unless you have checked both ways and there are no cars moving. Just earlier this week, I made a video on how dangerous it is to be driving or being a pedestrian in South Korea. It's one of the, if not the most dangerous places, I think the video did say. Yeah, cars don't really care if you're in the road or not. So even if you have the green and it's your time to go, just double check, because especially for the motorcycles. And I really recommend you watch the video I just made on this, but the Korean motorcycles make me so angry. Yeah, you got to keep your eyes open for them because they will clip you if you're not careful. I've never been hit by one. I've never technically been that close to being hit by one, but got to keep your eyes open. So don't step off the sidewalk unless you're 100% sure there is not a car inching to get through, because again, even though the car has a red light, for the most part people don't go through, but if it just turns, they'll make an effort to try to fly through, so just be careful. Anyway, I really hope that you liked this video. Please do consider subscribing. I am trying to get this channel monetized, as well as I am thinking about making a video on the Korean demilitarized zone and thinking about going up there and showing a video of what it's like when you take a tour of the DMZ. If you're interested in that, again, please do subscribe. And also, if you'd like to support the channel so I can do videos like that, you can do so at patreon.com/theknowexperience. So y'all, until next time, stay classy, YouTube.